Hi, my name is Frank Goulard. I'm on the PCC FFAP bargaining team for the 2025 to 2027 contract negotiations on wages and benefits. And so before me on the whiteboard, we've written some areas of where the college has potential savings where they could, in their wisdom, utilize it to fund the contract package. And so here on the board, there's the ending fund balance that the college keeps for cash flow and emergency reserves. It's currently at 9% of their annual budget. Their annual budget is $300 million. 9% of that's $27 million. So that's about the number of dollars they have for their balance. They want to increase that to at least 12%, and that would mean $36 million. And if you do the math, $9 million this year, another $9 million next year, and a $9 million carryover, it comes out to $27 million extra of money they have to put aside to meet a higher ending fund balance percentage. Well, we're suggesting, how about increasing it, phasing in over 3 biennia, go from 9% to 10% for the first biennium, and so on over the next 2 biennia after that. Well, that would create only a $9 million additional cost for this biennium, not $27 million. Hence, a savings of $18 million right there that could be used for a fair and reasonable contract. What else could be fair and reasonable? What else could be used in our fair and reasonable contract, you might ask? Well, I'm glad you asked. Step costing. Fortunately, they finally gave in to this, saying $3.8 million is the difference, meaning we costed it at a $7.6 million, they costed it $11.4 million. The cost of everybody advancing a step, those who do advance on steps every fall. And then further on, enrollment growth. We had a great enrollment growth in the fall, 6.9%, while other 16 community colleges in Oregon averaged only about 1.5%. So that difference means a higher share of the CCSF, the Community College Support Fund, which comes from the state every 2 years, and it also means more tuition than expected comes into the PCC budget. That comes over the biennium to be $10 million. Any retirements and resignations that happen, they get replaced by lower paid folks, and as well as perhaps not being filled. That savings amounts to roughly $3 million per biennium. And if we go down to finish the list, we have vacant positions that aren't filled, whether it's management, classified, APs, and faculty, full-time faculty. And if they're not filled and they're taken off the budget rolls, that amounts to about $2 million for the current biennium. And then lastly, if we only cost general fund APs, because a lot of times the administration is funding soft money or contract funded APs with general fund dollars to make a total package for that program in that AP. And that's about $2 million. And then there's certain transfers in from other of the 18 different groups of funds that the college has, the general fund just being one of the 18. And there's also contingency funds in here. And thirdly, there's something called a debt service. For example, the PERS bond that passed in 2018 has a 20-year life. It matures in 2037. Well, by the time 2037 comes, PCC has to spend all that money. They can't just keep it. Now, what PCC does, and does wisely, is pays a certain amount of that savings that they earn over the 4% interest they have to pay out, and they pay that to PERS to buy down their PERS rate that the employer must pay to PERS to keep retirees and the rest of us who aren't retired yet happy and able to retire in the future. Well, could they pay out more since they're earning more on their money than the 4% that they're paying out? Sure they could. So if you add all those together, and without jeopardizing the integrity of that bond, that would come out to $8.5 million. When you add all those up, and just looking at it, I guess about $47 million. But you do the math and decide for yourself. Does PCC have some extra money they could part with for a fair and reasonable contract for us, their employees? You're darn right they are, and they should, and they do. Thank you.